Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sara Lihz and today I have a fun shaker card project that also spins. We're going to use the Snap and Spin from Pear Blossom Press and some watermelon supplies from Trinity to make this super fun double interactive card. I'm starting with the circle shaker pouches from Trinity and I want to peel off that backing paper, and then I'll bring in this watermelon stencil. This is designed to go with their circle shaped card, but you could put this on any 4¼ inch circle. So I'm flipping the whole thing over so I can tape this acetate shaker pouch onto the stencil. I want it centered. There will be just the tiniest little gap all the way around, and I want it to be even so that it looks really polished and finished. And I'll tape that down with some mint tape. Then, because I'm working on acetate, I have limited options for how to add that color. So I'm going to use some Lunar paste. Any green paste would work here, or you could try pouncing some alcohol ink, but it has a tendency to seep, so you'd need to be really careful with that one. So I just put blobs of ink along one side, and then I'll use my scraper tool, and I'm going in the same direction as those stripes. I find I get better results that way instead of trying to go against the stripes. I have a few places where the paste seeped underneath, and so I let this dry, and then I brought in my pokey tool. It's my pickup stick from Trinity, and I am just scraping ever so gently along those areas where it looks like the line smudged a little bit, and it's scraping off beautifully. I can't even tell. There's a wonderful stamp and die combo called Thanks a Melon, also from Trinity, and it has the wording in it, but it also has some little ants. You can have them like walking along a little picnic blanket or something like that. So cute. And I'm going to stamp that with some black pigment ink onto pink paper. This is the same pink that I will use for the inside of my watermelon. I don't know about you guys, I could live on watermelon about 3 months out of the year, and I have a watermelon fairy. My father-in-law drops off cut up watermelon at my house about once a week. Like, I'm super spoiled. So anytime there's a watermelon options for card making, I am all in. I cut out my letters in pink with the coordinating dies, and then I'm putting a drop shadow behind it down into the right in black. We're actually going to add a second one later on. But for now, I have this pink piece of cardstock that I'm scoring at 4¼ Okay, so it's 4¼ by 8½. I'll fold it in half, and then I'm going to bring in my circle dies from Trinity. This is set A, so it has a die that is 3¾ inch. That way, when I cut this out, I have a little circle shaped card that I can put on the inside. So a little tri-fold opening action. You can see one side is flat because when I cut that out, I made sure that the fold of the card was inside the circle of the die, and that's how I get my little mini card. Then I will center my stencil on there, and I will just go through everything with my black pigment ink. I'm using a little mint tape on my finger so I don't get too inky. Some is unavoidable, but we don't need a big mess, right? I have kids. I don't want to accidentally track that mess all through my house. So now I have my shaker pouches completely dry. I let mine dry overnight, but a couple hours will do it for sure. And then I will go around a 4¼ inch lime green circle with some double-sided adhesive tape. You could tear individual pieces, but then it takes longer to get the backing paper off. So I just fold it and let it overlap itself a little bit. I press down firmly and no one's ever gonna know. It'll work just fine. Bringing in a little black cardstock just so you can see this better. I'm gonna remove that backing paper, and then I wanna get this as centered as I can on that acetate pouch, and I'm gonna fold in 3 of my 4 compass points. So I have east and west, and then south, and up here at the top, right, I wanna leave one side open so I can add my shaker bits. I will close all those little tabs between east and west, and then we'll pick out a shaker mix that will work nicely here. It's important to note you can do this with recycled packaging. It just takes some fancy folding and a little bit of patience. For my mix, I'm actually just going to use some sparkle spots. These are super sparkly, really, really thin, so you can get lots in there for extra movement. And I'm actually even going to take a few out. I don't want to lose all of that light green area back there. Then I feel like it wouldn't quite look like a watermelon. But when I'm happy with it, I'll flip it over and fold in the rest of those little pieces. Then I'm bringing in my double-sided adhesive tape again, and I'm gonna go all the way around the edges. This time, I want that tape part on top of the tabs and part on the cardstock, right? When it sticks to the cardstock too, it stays in place a little bit better. That acetate is just hard to put adhesive on. So here it is, and I'm gonna again remove that release paper, and I'm gonna add some wet glue as well, just to make sure I get everything lined up the way I want. I have a 4¼ inch circle set to the side that I will add this on top of. I could just add this straight onto my card base if all I want is a shaker card, but I want it to spin, so I need a really nice smooth surface back there. Then I will press firmly, and my shaker piece is ready to go. I cut another 4¼ inch circle out of some printer paper, and I'm gonna fold it twice in half. Then I'll take my scissors and clip just the very middle corner, and now I know where the exact center is. I'll bring in a pencil and I will mark that. I'm gonna do the same thing on my card base. I cut this from the circle-shaped card from Trinity Stamps, but you could create a circle card base much like we did for the inside of the watermelon. And then I'll mark that one with my circle as well. Next, I'll grab my snap and spins. My bag says snap and slide, but they've been renamed because this is the mechanism that spins. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a sticky spot onto the back of one of them, and I'm gonna lay that as centered as I can over the pencil dot that I made. It doesn't matter which side it goes on, but I've put it on the side that has the shaker. Then you'll end up popping the other snap right on there, but I want to poke a hole in the card base first before I do that. So I'm gonna use a 1/4 inch circle die. I just grabbed that same die set from Trinity, and I will cut out a hole right over top of the pencil mark that we made. Then I can thread this through the hole on our card base. This is the one that has a little bumpy part, and I will snap the other part of the snap and spin right on top of it, and you can see how well that watermelon spins. To create our watermelon effect, I have a 4¼ inch circle as my card base. The white piece is 4 inches, and the pink mini card is 3¾ inch. So they're each a 1/4 inch apart. And I'll just add some wet glue onto my pink mini card and add that onto that white piece, just so I get that little hint of white all the way around the fruit. Then I want my fold on the right, but you could put it wherever makes you happy. And I will add some glue onto the back of the white piece and just center that onto my card base. All that's left is to add a sentiment, which we have mostly put together, but as I started arranging this on top of the card, I felt like I needed a little lightness. It all felt a little bit too dark. So before, we added a drop shadow down and to the right in black. Now I'm making a similar drop shadow up and to the left, but out of white. And this is gonna say "You're one in a melon." Some of these are very small, and what I should have done with that white layer was to run it through my die cutting machine one more time after I cut it out, just to flatten it out a little bit. Trying to add the melon on there is pretty easy. I have a lot of surface area, some wet glue that I topped off on a little silicone mat, and I'll lay that down. But some of these pieces are really small, like and when you die cut those, especially like I do, into a magnetic mat, it really emphasizes the bevel on the edge, and that concave area on the back of it is very small. It's like the glue can hide in there. So if you flatten them out by running them back through your die cutting machine just as a piece of cardstock, you'll get less of that concave area, and it's a little easier to glue them down onto slippery surfaces like acetate. So I have mine kind of in 2 little lines, and because it is acetate, I do have more time to wiggle things into place than I normally would. But my friends, that is our card complete. It shakes, it spins, it says summer. I love it so much. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.